Yo, we good. Welcome to yet another episode of the Proverbs of Profit with myself, Uma Kumete, where we speak all things money, business, and financial literacy. Today is no different. Today we're going to be speaking to Target Matesha Maposwa. He owns Target Media, where he deals with all things videography, photography, production, all things media. For us to understand the business language, how he's doing, how he started, some grazing and booze. So, Putwami unjani?
Ngiyaphila kunjani?
Ngiyaphila. Okay, when did you venture into your entrepreneurial journey?
I actually started this year, 2023.
Yeah.
I would say I started unyaka mawuqala, but like formally I started around May because I was still trying to put things together.
Yeah. What inspired you to venture into entrepreneurship?
I think the only thing that I would say it inspired me, I was tired, man.
Yeah.
So actually I was tired of being employed.
Yeah.
So I just wanted something of my own, because as time goes on we grow and you need something that says your name. Yes.
Yeah. So in terms of you being tired of Abelungu, why this particular industry? Because you could have ventured to any other industry. Why photography and videography? Your production, why this industry?
Okay. Because it's a funny story, because while I was still working in the hospitality industry, I bought my first camera and I was just using it for fun to take photos, nature, stuff like that, just doing it for fun. And then I started taking people photos. And then at the time I was starting getting pissed with the employers and blah 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 and the way how they treat us at work. So I started wanting to start something of my own. And I was saying like photography is quite interesting. So therefore I decided to start a photography company. As of now, I'm doing videos, photos, I'm shooting podcasts, series, and all that kind of stuff. But it started with photography. Yeah.
So the main reason was leaving umsebenzi wakho to find something more stable.
Yes.
Okay. That's again, I think I say this in almost every other interview. That's a scary turn. And that's venturing into entrepreneurship is not a easy thing. So personally, how did you start though? Because I get it, you had a camera, but the actual business, how did
I start?
Yeah. The actual business.
As in how did I get the capital? How did I
in terms of firstly, where did you get the capital to actually I think you funded it with your job, your camera, because this is a mobile studio.
Yes.
So in terms of putting this together, the equipment that you have from lights and how did you accumulate all of that so that there's a Target Media?
Okay. The thing is, what happened was first of all I started trying at the malls. To get myself established there and take photos at the malls. But then the malls was giving me, those huge contracts for me to sign. And after I sign, they say there's something wrong. And then I have to redo it again. They said you're missing this, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, nah, let me build my mobile studio. I don't need these mall things, because the mall were giving me too much stipulations and they're making hard for me. And I was so eager to start, because I told myself that 2023 I'm no longer going back to my job. So therefore I started building my mobile studio, putting together a gazebo and some PVC sails so that it will be housed, and a backdrop. And then for lighting, I had my speed light, so I'll mount it on a certain position and bounce it so that it can produce light for my studio when I'm taking people. So then I started struggling with the quality, but as time goes on I figured out, because I kept on learning how to master the lighting and blah blah blah. And then now, as of now, my lighting is pretty good and everything is going smoothly. So if that was the question, that's exactly what happened.
I want to get something, I want to understand something in terms of in photography, right? I might be a person that's looking to start in Teganje. I'm speaking for the average viewer. It's okay. How much does this actually cost, Uguti? Having a mobile studio, buying a backdrop, buying a lighting, buying buying all of these different equipments, tripod, everything. Like in terms of that, is with camera. How because we need to put realistic expectations about Dinabani, because I would assume a lot of people don't venture into this because of how expensive it is to actually venture into a photograph. So in terms of your camera, all of this, how did accumulating all of the capital and how did each thing, how much each thing costs?
Okay. So in terms of accumulating the capital, as I told you, I was working at the hospitality industry. It is a venue that hosts functions, birthday parties, blah blah, more like a restaurant type. So as a waiter there, that's where I was getting my money. So then that's where I managed to put together some money to buy the camera, of which it costed me about, this guy, first of all, he was saying 24,000, then I negotiated, he went down up to 18,000, of which he was selling me a couple of lenses, the tripod, plus the camera, plus the SD cards. This guy literally gave me almost everything. Yes. And then the gazebo and the PVC and the backdrops to build my mobile studio, those that I bought along the way when I already left the job.
So you were already making money to sustain that.
Exactly.
Okay. So in terms of this skill, it's a skill, and I've seen a couple of your photos, and I understand, I know your work. How did we go from this is just a hobby to now this is a skill and it gets to this level? So in terms of skills, how did you perfect that?
To be honest, because there's so much information in the internet you can use it for bad or good. So there's so much information on the internet, so you can put together some tutorials and they will give you enough information for what you need to know. So I was learning, if let's say for instance I want to learn about lighting, and then I search for videos about lighting and see how to balance the lights and see how to work with low lights, how to use artificial lights, blah blah blah. And if I want to use maybe let's say white balance, I want to balance the colors, and then I'll search for a video to watch that. So at the end of the day, with all that knowledge, you begin to build one body of knowledge within yourself to know what to do and how to do things when you're perfecting your craft.
I don't think people actually can take advantage of the intention. There is something as simple as the University of YouTube. Because we overcomplicate stuff. Because Jongo Bushi started as a hobby. But you perfecting it from YouTube.
Exactly.
Which again is impressive. So, okay, manje, we're going along with your training. It's now we have the mobile studio. Now we have everything set. How are we finding customers? How are we attracting people to make people know what's okay? I'm a photographer and I'm shooting pull through.
Because first of all, the advertisement that I embarked on when I started is I put this mobile studio on the road. As you can see, there is noise behind here. So I put the mobile studio on the road so that whosoever passes by will see that there is something happening here. Because at the time, I still have no sort of a banner to show that what I'm doing. But as they see the setup, it shows and it looks like someone who is taking photos or something that has to do about the camera. So the place that I put this is where literally everyone passes. In Oliver North Bush extension 36, people pass here. So it's a marketing strategy on its own where I place this thing. Exactly. And then I post some of my stuff on Facebook. Exactly. And I've got an Instagram, I've got a Facebook, I've got TikTok. I'm still putting together my YouTube. So with that I get a good amount of customers.
And how are you sustaining them? Because what you're talking about, location is one of the most important things of business in it, because you could be the best photographer, but if nobody knows you, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, but also in terms of manje sustaining lawo ma customer, wenza kanjani ukuthi okay ungabe ukuthi I'm shooting a photo and I'm leaving now.
Okay.
How are you creating that customer business person relationship?
Good question. So what I do is, whosoever I take a photo, they want me to send the photos to their phone, right? So instead of using maybe a memory card and then plug it in their phone and then transfer the photo, I take their number and make sure that I send it to them. Let's say, even if I send it via email, but I still take your number and save your number. I'll send the pictures on WhatsApp. So therefore now you're part of the crew, you're part of the clan, whatever you can call it. So now this person already has my contacts. They save my number, I save theirs. So everything that I do, every special that I run, they see my statuses, everything. So each and every customer that I get, I don't throw them away. They don't just slide like that. They keep on coming. So every customer that I get, they stay.
That's actually,
I make sure of that.
That's actually a very smart way, because even though they're not here, but they still see everything.
Exactly.
And they get to preview even they might like certain themes and
exactly, because now people, they live on WhatsApp.
That's
so
very true.
they live on WhatsApp like that, so they view statuses. They like viewing statuses. So on my statuses I post my work, or if I'm running any specials, or if I have a certain deco that I'm doing that particular week, I post it on a status, so then they see. So when they're interested, now they know what, okay, here's this. So next time I'm gonna go and take this type of photos.
Makes sense.
That's the thing.
So I wanna dive into your business again, man. Okay, you take photos, you take videos, you shoot podcasts, you shoot series. I want to dive into the services that you do in terms of photograph. Do you do themes? How does that work? Do I just come and you take a photo? Do you have themes? How does that work?
Okay, so with themes, my main themes is black or white. Black and white. And the decoration, it will be based on what type of photos do you want to take. Let's say for instance you want to take maybe a birthday shoot, then I have to give you that birthday shoot type of deco. Or if you want a bridal shower, if you want plain themes, then I've got a white and black. Those are my main ones.
So we had a bit of a technical situation. Literally in real time, I literally witnessed you utila ne customer birthday situation, right? So I kind of got to see usebenza kanjani, right?
Perfect.
I was asking Indabaye before we got interrupted. I was asking about ama video. How does that work? Because umchazelile Indabaye told me ukuthi okay, mu team dumisa kanjani. So in terms of videos, how does that work? Because I want to dive in deep in terms of ama service akho specifically, yabo. So ama video, how does that work? Uhamba ngiyaqasha ngithozo ngishuta a wedding, how does that work?
Ama videos, I shoot music videos, I shoot series, I shoot podcasts. So therefore, let's say for instance I shoot like wedding videos and party videos and all that kind of videos. Even Instagram videos, even reels, those professional high dynamic reels, I can still shoot those. So what you can do, like let's say for instance you want to shoot a music video, you book and then we say the time, and then you for me it's still, because I'm still starting, so I'm still building up that business and the equipment, so it's still a budget type of music video. So therefore you need to prepare your people, get your people into the location, and whatever you want to do, get yourself scripted perfectly, and then you call me to the location, then we start shooting the video that day. And then for the weddings, it's gonna be like, okay, I'll shoot photos and I'll complement the photos with the video. It will be just like a combination. It's not that hard, it's just simple.
So in terms of pricing, it's again. How do you price your phone, like okay, for in?
Okay, so it depends. The photos, it depends. because like in my mobile studio, when I'm just charging people who are passing by willing to take photos, it's just like 20 rand 1, 50 rand for 300 rand for 8 photos. Exactly. So then like if you're hiring me out for a party, that's 1,000 rand for 1 hour unlimited. And if you're hiring me out for a wedding, since the wedding has got too many people and like there's too much pressure with the wedding, so it's 1,000.5 an hour, unlimited photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So multi unlimited photos, would see for this hour.
For this hour, you can shoot as much as you want. For that particular hour, you can go crazy as long as we are within the time frame. Yeah.
Then we can
You
do
can
that.
go crazy.
So I'm a video now. How do you price that? And how do you even decide on your pricing? Because again, you say look shin.
And that is why like my pricing is pretty decent, especially
It is.
like when people are passing by here on the mobile studio. That's why I'm saying like 20 rand each, 50 rand for 3, 100 rand for 8, to compensate even someone who's just willing to take a regular photo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, makes
And
sense.
then when you're hiring me for something stable as a party, is a wedding, so that's when then I have to time you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kwama video, how do we charge, especially in the general podcast and series, because now that's something that it's a bit more stable, so how do you charge? And also nalapho, how do you base your prices? Okay, what's the decision making behind it? Okay, I'm gonna charge you this. Yeah,
because it's different with AMA series. People, they often offer you a percentage. Let's say for instance of the outcome when you shoot that series, you finish it off, you submit it to a certain television, and then let's say for instance they get certain amount of money, and then you get a certain percentage. You don't charge per price. That's the thing, especially the non-budget series, because I'm here elogishin, abantu abanamali ukuthi beyenze like that full budget movie or series.
Very true.
So they do it on a low budget or on non-budget at all, ukuthi bazoqala bethi sifuna ukushoot, and then mase beshutile abakunikeza imali zoqeda iproject kuqala. Mase niqeda iproject, yikho lapho ke sebeyayisubmita leyo project, and then mase bethola imali kuleyo project, yikho lapho sethini okay sharp sesitholile imali, wena sibe sivumelana ukuthi uzothola 10%, and then ke sebekunikeza leyo 10% yakho, of which because it's understandable because abanayo leyo mali ukuthi beqale that big budget type of movie or series, beqala ama aeroplane nani abanayo leyo mali. So bayadinga ukuthi yabona sebenzisana.
I think that's why also elokishini it's very important to have different type of businesses, because manje umuntu that's coming with big production angeke aze understand loo nto ukuthi manje ngizongikhokhela umuqeda kanjani manje.
Angeke I understand. Angeke I understand, but me it was pretty understandable because I understood ukuthi these are upcoming companies just like me. So we might as well grow together.
Makes a lot of sense. So now I feel like I more or less understand the business lab, right? Again, une mobile studio, elokishini. What are the challenges and what challenges come from having a business elegante elokishini?
There's so many challenges. The challenge is like your prices need to be reasonable, because most of the people be complaining with it's expensive even if it's not expensive.
Very true.
And some people they bazobefuna something which is cheap and they want to negotiate blah blah blah. Doesn't charge. Not to mention the challenge is crime. How do you manage that personally, because you have expensive equipment? The thing is like me I have to make sure Guti I knock off early while there's still light out there. It's not like they're gonna attack you while it's still daylight.
Very true.
So I'm gonna make sure Guti while it's still like daylight, then I knock off, I pick up my things while it's still safe out here. Because if you wait until it's dark, then you don't know who is waiting around the corner.
Very
That's
true.
the problem. So I make sure, because I understand the location that I'm in.
So in terms of that actually makes a lot of sense. ukuthi you manage everything in accordance to ukuthi ukephi. So what I want to understand, you're a young entrepreneur, how are you managing your finances? Because now so now you're out of our circumstances, you don't have that cushion anymore. So manager kanjani imali, because now so personally literally you're responsible for you now.
Yeah.
So how are we managing our finance?
Yeah, the thing is like there's a whole lot of things that you need to cut. As a young person, you know, we addict. Most of the time we get carried away by alcohol, women, like having fun. So you need to cut off certain things like that so that you can make sure when things don't go the way it is, you still have the amount of money that you kept from when the day when you managed to work. So you need to avoid just having unnecessary fun and spending money recklessly. So that's the only way that you'll be able to manage your finances. Just to stay away from the fancy stuff, from having fun, from alcohol and all that kind of stuff that chows money unnecessarily.
It makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
In terms of the bravery, speak to me about how you channeled that, because I speak to different people about this. It's very difficult to be a person who's let's try and see what I can personally do. Right? So in terms of because I know a lot of people that are in the hospitality industry. It's an industry that forces you to be very comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, get the money every day like a waiter.
Exactly. Exactly. So how did you channel that? Okay, in the comfort of a job, of a stable income, you always have a cushion. How did you channel that in you? Because that was something that was super difficult for myself. So I wanna understand from your point of view, we channel it because it takes a different type of bravery.
Yeah, the thing is, like, for me, I figured out that time is moving.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you don't have anything of your own, there is nothing that, like, maybe your children is gonna, maybe let's say for instance they're gonna glory that, okay, father built this.
Yeah.
If you're working.
Yeah.
And most of these jobs that we're working, they don't even have sort of like, let's say, pension. There is no outcome. If they hate your service, they can fire you. You're gone.
Yeah.
So I realized that, and I was like, nah, if I continue another year working like this, like, I'm wasting time. So therefore I need to make sure, put things together, organize myself and start something of my own. If I have to create a customer base, it's gonna be mine this time.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Exactly, because now I was creating their customer base, and then at the end of the day they're gonna benefit. And now I'm gone, but my customers that I made them happy at their business, they're still coming. They're
Very
still
true.
benefiting from them.
Very true.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. Okay. So in terms of, okay, now we've established a business, now what's the future plans for eTarget Media?
The future plans, I'm gonna get more equipment.
Yeah.
Because let's say for instance I told you that I'm shooting series.
Yeah.
So I need more cameras, I need drones, I need gimbals to stabilize my footage and all that.
Yeah.
So the more I get income, the more I'm gonna invest it and give and buy more equipment, so that, like, my work may be easier next time.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
In terms of that's the video part. In terms of ngapha photos,
Yes.
are we remaining the same? Is it that model works?
No, it's not gonna remain the same. I'm going to make sure, let's say for instance, I know I said earlier that at the mall they were giving me troubles.
Yeah.
To station my studio there so that I can take in people, but I'm still gonna try, and if I get another spot, then maybe I can put someone there.
Yeah.
And I'll be working here or there, but maybe have a couple of establishments.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Immobile studio and same thing. You're gonna grow in other areas and Because we had that conversation off camera. Would see you want to be in other places also.
Exactly.
What's the plan around that? Because that's also a future something.
Yes, because there was another old timer that approached me with a business proposal based on the mobile studio.
Yeah.
Okay, he said like he can offer me transport and a decor and those fancy fast motorbikes to attract the people, and we'll be going from place to place where he thinks that photography is marketable. So mobile studio is still ideal. So I'm still gonna go with the mobile studio because I can station it anywhere. Let's say for instance someone is having a wedding somewhere away, maybe in the most uncivilized place, and then we can bring our mobile studio, put it there, and we still work.
It makes a lot of sense. I think that's why I feel like your idea is so smart, because a lot of people mamenze photography, they're looking for places like where can I rent, sifuna malls, sifuna money. This, I've never seen an idea like this before. It's okay, because now literally
it is actually a great idea, because with photography mobile is very ideal because it doesn't chow electricity.
Very true.
It doesn't need electricity. The only thing that you do is just to charge your batteries and make sure you are set, and then after that you just work. Regardless of load shedding, no load shedding, you can still work. Especially like if you're just taking photos, you can still work. There's nothing that's hindering you.
So you can't, when you're not one of those people that are crying about load shedding.
No.
Yeah.
I hear people crying about load shedding, but not me.
Yeah. Okay, so as we close off the interview, there's a person maybe Ozobuga and be like, okay, this is a smart idea. I want to be able to model this. Ne? What word of wisdom or word of advice would you give that person specifically?
A person who wants to venture into this business?
Yeah, mobile specifically. It's okay. Even if it's a business lesson, whatever, when also it's about in your journey as an entrepreneur. Is one thing Yeah.
I would say don't overthink things. Start where you are, do what you can, and use what you have. Exactly. So the only thing that you do, they say, if you can master how to stay away from alcohol and women, you're more likely to succeed. Because alcohol takes away your money, your time, and put your mind at ease. And women, they take away your time, your money, and put your mind at ease. Now your time is a primary asset that you need to utilize wisely, and money is a secondary asset that's hard earned, and you need to generate that and make it even more. And now ease is the enemy of progress.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Man, we couldn't have closed it any better. Thank you so much for isikhathi sakho.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. I think this was one of the most comfortable interviews I've ever done so far.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I appreciate your time once again.
I appreciate you pulling through.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
so much. This was a fire episode, like I always say. I think I do this back to back to back. At this level, ghost.
So aren't we gonna put my, I don't know, my social media?
Oh yeah. So where can people find you actually?
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So my phone number is 0742113243, and then on social media is Sky Target. Yeah, Sky Target Photography. Yeah. On Facebook, and on Instagram, and on TikTok. Yeah, Sky Target Photography, and the email is skytarget@gmail.com. If I got that right.
Yeah. So even if we say only Veni, apps extension 30 ba extension
36.
Extension 36. Apsa you uzomthola ubhuti ngeke mungase esikoleni ngeke ungamboni. So like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell ngoba ixabene next week.
Asibonge.
Are we just shooting? In terms of video, what are we doing?
Good morning, everyone. Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, zwakala.
Sharp.
That's literally that
Yeah.
pause. And